All right, today let's take a look at the social media metrics for small businesses. Which metrics do you want to follow if you're a small business? If you're a small business, you may be actually the only person working for that business as a sole proprietor. You may have somebody working part-time with you, has lots of different responsibilities. You don't want to spend a lot of time on this stuff. So what do you need to do? What do you have to do? What do you have to follow? What do you have to look at to maximize your social media impact for your small business? Okay, so there's lots of different metrics tools out there. And there's probably three primary goals for just about any business when it comes to social media. You want to increase your brand awareness, you want to increase customer engagement, and you want to increase sales. Typically you're trying to do one of those three, two of those three, or all of those three things. So once you've chosen one of these goals, you want to take a look at some of these KPIs, or key performance indicators. You want to you need to identify them and figure out how you're going to measure them to determine if your goals were achieved. Now, these KPIs can be social media metrics, such as things like follower growth, click-through rates, or likes on your Facebook page. Those are just three examples. We'll take some closer look at these in a minute. How do you know which social media metric you should be tracking? So that's really the bulk of the rest of this presentation here. We're going to break down each business goal, some suggested social media metrics you should track for that goal. We'll define each metric, what they each mean, and we'll list some suggested tools for each. So let's get started. Our first goal was to increase social media engagement. So these metrics, these simple metrics listed below, allow you to see how your social media strategy is performing and see if your content resonates with your audience. It also allows you to track and measure whether or not you're achieving your goal of increasing your social media engagement. So I think everybody knows what a like is. Most of us are using Facebook. And likes are a way for people to show that they find what you post interesting. So likes are important. Shares. If somebody shares your content, they take your content. This takes your content to the next level by spreading it across networks that you're not directly connected to. And this allows you to increase social media engagement and your brand awareness. So if your friend is sharing something with their friends that you're not friends with, they'll see that share as an example. So you're expanding, you're spreading across networks. Comments. Comments are really important. Comments left by users are a direct way for people to engage with your posts and start a conversation. Comments are a great way to track customer feedback and insight into your customer's perspective. With reference to Twitter, retweets. These are tweets forwarded by people who follow you to their own network of followers, sort of like like a like in Facebook. Okay, so these retweets, they give you the opportunity again to reach more people who may think your content is valuable. That new network of Twitter users who are exposed to your tweets have the potential to become a part of your primary network if they come back and follow you. So retweets are really important. Mentions. Back to Twitter again. A mention refers to any tweet in which your Twitter handle or any keyword you are tracking is used. When you have a high number of mentions, your Twitter audience is telling you that you're adding value to the content you are sharing. And I think everybody knows what a Twitter handle is, but that's the little @ symbol with a name in front of it is your Twitter handle. That's your Twitter handle. Your Twitter handle is the name that follows the @ symbol. And favorites. If somebody favorites your content, that means that someone has marked your post as one of their favorite tweets. For example, that post then gets added to the user's list of favorite tweets, and again, that's open for anyone to see. So let's take a look at some of the suggested social media engagement and measurement tools. Overall, I like Clout. There's so many of these. I mean, we could spend hours and hours just talking about all the different tools. And and then we could get into how to use them, which would take days. But overall, I like something called Clout at clout.com. That kind of gives you an overall picture of your social media engagement and your social media impact. For Twitter, Twitalizer is good. And Hootsuite. Actually, Hootsuite, I think, is one of my favorite products. And it's very interesting because a lot of this presentation that I'm giving right now comes from some of the Hootsuite blogs, which are also very useful. For Facebook, you want to take a look at Facebook Insights. Again, so Twitter, Hootsuite for Twitter, let's say. For Facebook, Facebook Insights. And Instagram is another one that's becoming very popular. There's two that I like. There's something called Followgram and Simply Measured. And we've got links to each of these here. You can take a look at those. Now, goal 2 we said was to increase customer acquisition on your website. So tracking those social media metrics allow you to track social media return on investment and how social media affects your business goal of increasing the customer acquisition on your website. The website is sort of still central to all of us now with our small businesses, and I actually have a small business myself. Your website is central. It allows businesses to know what kind of content drives sales, and that's what's telling you. So you want to look at things like URL clicks. These can be measured from tweets or posts that include a shortened URL. Hootsuite has their default link shortener, ow.ly. There's Bitly, which is another one that's really popular. Now, tracking your URL clicks is going to give you a nice picture of the number of clicks coming from a specific region, depending on how granular you want to get, how granular your business is. This could be, local. It could be really worldwide, depending on what your business is. So it allows you to get a picture of the number of clicks coming from a specific region. And also tells you which posts drive more people to take action. So there's a lot of good information there. And traffic from social media can be reflected through tools like Google Analytics. I think most of us that have websites up right now for small businesses are probably using Google Analytics. But again, it's important, if you're not using Google Analytics, you do have to set up your website with Google Analytics in order for it to work. And the data you get is going to provide you with a sense of which social networks, again, and which social posts are driving people to your website. And from this analysis, you can evaluate which social networks to focus on for your particular business, and which posts, what kind of posts are going to drive a sale or drive a customer to your site. So let's take a look at some other tools besides Google Analytics here. I like something called Kpis, Kpis.com. There's Piwik or Piwik is another one. There's something called Open Web Analytics, Kissmetrics, and Mixpanel. These are probably 5 of the top website analytics tools besides Kpis, or besides Google Analytics, I mean. And if I had to pick one, it would probably be Kpis. Okay, goal 3 is to increase brand awareness. These social media metrics are just some ways to track brand awareness, the ones listed below. You can also include metrics found under social media engagement, like shares and retweets, to track brand awareness. Brand awareness sort of is almost all-encompassing. Tracking these metrics are really important for your business, so you know how well you're reaching your audience and where they're reaching your audience. So you want to take a look at follower growth rates. This reflects the increase of followers as one of the most popular metrics. It's something that you can quickly see, and I guess can get you excited if you see your followers going up. Businesses can easily see if they're making a splash on social if they have a significant increase in follower growth. So this is a very important metric. The percent change in followers over time is another one. It's important to measure because it allows businesses to look at a specific time or event and evaluate the effect on followers. If follower growth was particularly high for a specific event, the business can plan more events similar to it. So this is a great way to find appropriate audiences to spread awareness about your business. Sentiment, and let's talk about Twitter sentiment specifically. Refers to how people feel about your brand. It's measured by taking into account emotions when someone is mentioning your brand, your company, your products, or your services. Understanding sentiment provides a business with the advantage of avoiding a possible social media nightmare. It's also a powerful tool to evaluate how well marketing initiatives are doing. Now, reach by region allows you to see the number of people who saw your Facebook posts or any content about your Facebook page, for example, broken down by city. There's a lot of heat mappy kind of stuff, analytical tools that we'll talk about in a few minutes that show you this, can visually demonstrate this. These metrics. Clicks by region breaks down the clicks on your shortened URLs by country. For all links sent via your Twitter profile, for example, during a specific date range. This will show you, if you do have a business that a worldwide business, where in the world your posts are getting engagement. It also shows you the reach of your brand. So let's take a look at some of these brand awareness tools. There's 3 of them that I like. There's something called Mocking Fish. There's another one called Crazy Egg, and there's another one called Clicktail. So we've covered the 3 primary goals here. I encourage you to take a look at some of these different tools. Some of them are free. Some of them have free trials, and some of them are pretty expensive. So these are things you really need to take a deeper dive into with your business. But I think the tools mentioned here are good places and good ways to start with this. Thank you. Oh, I forgot the references here. I've got these references. These are 4 nice articles to read. I think you'll find pretty interesting. Thank you again.